Hello, everyone. This is Kelly Beard of KarmicTools.com, and this is your weekly forecast for March 27th through April 2nd of 2022. So we kick off this week on Sunday, the 27th, with Mercury entering Aries until April 10th. Very powerful reset as Mercury moves through the signs. We're back to the beginning here. Mercury moving through Aries tends to make us think more instinctively. This is a mixed blessing. On one hand, you can take in a lot of information and easily sort and sift it based on what your immediate needs are. But on the other hand, it can make you jump the gun without thinking things all the way through because you are reacting instead of responding. Reacting comes from the head and responding comes from the heart. We want to feel into it. It is best to use this energy to dig into your own ideas and motivations. Why do you want what you want? Why are you thinking the way you do? What is motivating your ideas, thoughts, and concepts? Also, because it is spring, it's time to think about which ideas will best serve your personal needs and professional goals in the coming year. So it is another one of those times where I remind you that this kind of self-centeredness is not based in ego, but is essential to how you make your choices and decisions every day. If you do not look out for your own ideas and/or personal needs, then who will? You can also keep in mind that Libra energy balances out Aries energy. So make sure that your ideas create win-win situations where your needs are met and you are still being of service to others in a meaningful way. Deep breath. But this is definitely the starter. This is when Mercury hits Aries, we can start a lot of things, but what do we finish, right? What are we going to follow through on? What are we going to commit to? So it's okay to explore and try to figure out what that's going to be, but we're also moving through a number of other initiations at the same time. So just try to question everything. Be as self-contained as you possibly can. Like I said, it's not selfish, it's self-preservation. Being focused on your immediate environment and your body and your personal needs. This is what time it is. It's time for that. So you get permission for that every year during Aries time. It's all about you. So it's important for you to tap into your purpose for the year, for the identity that you're going to walk with this year. You know, that evolves, it changes over time. We also have this other wonderful energy, which I have talked about in many of my recent circles and a couple of podcasts that I hope to be sharing with you soon. But March and April are leading to May when the energies are going to shift dramatically. So I'll just repeat it here. Venus and Mars initiated a new cycle of sovereignty for ourselves within the context of our relationships and our self-value and self-worth. So where our finances are concerned too, we're trying to be sovereign there as well. And this is a huge renewed cycle for those two to link up in Aquarius and kick off a whole new cycle together. For our masculine is the part of us that can negotiate on our own behalf, get our ideas in the world, and hold good boundaries. Feminine within men and women is the part of us that can contain, nurture, and protect, can develop things to their full potential and then release them without attachment, you know? This is the natural processes. So in March, we've been going through a square between Venus and Mars and Aquarius to Uranus and Taurus, asking us to change something about our literal physical body and environment, like on the ground. What's going on with you? What kind of corner have you backed yourself into that you need to work on your exit strategy and get it together so that you can get to this next level that is going to be so juicy? But the way I'm looking at it when I kind of get back from it, Venus and Mars are a little bit of a tag team in this Aquarius, because if we can change what needs to be changed in our fundamental values, okay, because Taurus rules the values and what we really care about and what we cultivate and what we hold on to, you know, in terms of our personal security, material security, things like that. We have to change something there. Most of it points to simplifying our life so that our resources go further for ourselves as individuals, but also on the social collective level, on mother's level, right? So if we change first, which has all been happening during the month of March, and now it's kind of shifting into April, March 28th, Venus is going to conjunct Saturn. We're going to have the new moon, and then Mercury starts a new cycle with the sun. And then next week, Mars is going to conjunct Saturn. So if we change with Uranus, we can initiate a new reality and purpose with Saturn. And this is huge because Saturn's only there every 30 years. So I don't even know. I would have to do so much digging in math to figure out the last time Venus and Mars initiated a new cycle in Aquarius. But to get it to line up with Saturn is really juicy. So I want us to take advantage of that for building a solid foundation for sovereign, independent, liberated, conscious, awakened, higher level exchanges. Whether they're personal or professional, our relationships, collaborations, and partnerships are all being upgraded to a new level because you're going to be taking on more self-responsibility. You're going to be doing more for yourself so that you need less from other people, but it also frees you up to have more energy for other people. If you're not being drained by ripping and running for other purposes and other people's goals and, it's deep. We have to dial that back in as best we can. No matter what our circumstances are, there's a baby step to be had this month to help us change something fundamental so that we can initiate a new reality. And then they both go forward, get into Pisces, and link up with the Jupiter and Neptune party. So that's where we get to dream the new vision. But we can't have a new vision if we don't change something and if we don't get responsible and commit to something. If we can do those two things first, come May, when the Taurus-Scorpio eclipses start shaking things up and waking things up, we're going to be in a completely new energy field because then Jupiter is going to move on to Aries. And that's a whole different vibration than Jupiter in Pisces, I assure you. So everything is a response to the last thing in preparation for the next thing. Remember that. And right now, this week is about really claiming a whole new reality because you have a new identity and purpose. The Aries new moon supports it. Mercury conjunct Sun supports it. This is a whole new initiation on how we express ourselves. And it's big because we've just had 2 months. We have one more month of all planets direct. We get to the end of April. Pluto retrogrades to kick it off right around the new moon solar eclipse in Taurus, with Pallas right there too, our wisdom, our strategy. It's just going to be unbelievable. And then Mercury's going to retrograde. It's retrograding in air signs, going direct in earth signs this year. So this time around is a retrograde in Gemini, forward in Taurus. And I have hooked it up, y'all. We're going to have 3 weeks of back-to-back classes for the pre-shadow, the actual retrograde, and the post-shadow once a week. We'll meet 3 weeks in a row for that Mercury retrograde in Gemini going direct in Taurus. And I've created it in a way that it can be a la carte. So if you just want to join us for one of those, you can do the $25 or you can do $75 for all 3. Those links will probably be in next week's email. But for now, we are really going narrow and deep with Saturn and Venus, which is always a big conjunction. What's really deep is on the 28th is our Moon-Venus conjunction in the sky. So that means all together. And I talked about this on the Venus call. So anyone that wants the replay, reach out and we can get that to you. But Juno is there at the exact degree. Venus, Moon, and Saturn. Mars is a couple degrees away, but for exact degrees, there was 4 of them at 21 degrees Aquarius. And that was 3 feminine and Saturn, the Moon, Juno, and Venus, all together with this conjunction. So take it all in. This has so much to do with what we commit our energy, resources, time, all of it. We invest in whatever we value. And that has been radically changed in the last 2 years alone. So let's go into this with as much clarity as we can muster and as a really good connection between head and heart, which is Leo Aquarius energy, which is all being affected by this. And for those of you that have planets, this is a huge reset of your foundation. This is big in Aquarius. This, like I said, Saturn's only there every 30 years. So Venus conjunct Saturn says this is a powerful initiation when you can infuse your current reality with more beauty and true value, as well as anchor a renewed sense of your own inner authority. Deep breath. We need all of this. It's time to live a life that you create, a life that nourishes beauty and provides sustenance in the here and now. Okay, deep breath. We need beauty and food. That's why gardens are so important. I'm just getting my veggies and herbs started. I'm so happy, and I'm going to have flowers. And it's just such a wonderful time to initiate some new values, right? We've gone through the Venus retrograde to reset them consciously. We're ready. And now we just have to clear a few more things out the way so that we can blossom properly and so that our gardens can blossom properly. This is your life, and it's way too short to be living someone else's values or priorities, starting with patriarchy. This energy supports you entirely for renewing your commitment and dedication to that which is most important to your heart and soul self. Saturn lends fortitude, strength, and resolve to the current process of pruning the non-essential, plugging the energy leaks, and protecting what you love. If you define what you truly love and value, commit or recommit, and channel this considerable power and energy, then you will find that all you need, desire, and deserve can manifest, take root, and grow with ease, grace, and beauty. Venus rules our relationships. Often a Saturn contact pushes us to face the reality and renegotiate the relationship so that both parties can commit with integrity, or recommit as it were, at a whole new level where everyone knows their new roles and responsibilities. It's so important. These things evolve over time. If we don't talk about them, then we just end up stumbling over each other and creating more drama and trauma. We don't need that. Enough of that to go around. So I have footnotes here that Saturn in Aquarius, 2020 to 2023. We just spent the last 2 years in Capricorn learning about being responsible for ourselves as individuals, but also as a collective. Saturn moving through your Capricorn house was to check for stability and instability, strength and weakness, as well as the essential and the truly non-essential, so that it can eliminate, fortify, and upgrade to something more appropriate to here and now. Now, until Uranus was discovered, the late 1700s, Saturn was the traditional ruler of Aquarius too, so we may see an evolution of the themes already on the table. Sovereignty and the inner authority of the individual has evolved, and so have the outer authorities like government and all institutions, as well as those they were intended to serve. Okay, so this is a huge reset on the social collective levels that by Venus and Mars stopping in, bringing Juno with them, and the moon for that matter, in this day on March 28th, this is really important to the initiation. So the other footnote says that Venus and Mars just initiated a new cycle in Aquarius, and now they will each ground the new reality, purpose, roles, and responsibilities for the sacred feminine and masculine, which is how any of us create anything in the world. Their reset at the only time in 30 years that Saturn is there is a big deal. We can set the tone for the next 30 years in a tangible way with Saturn's help. Deep breath. That's all the 28th. Then April 1st is Friday. We have the Aries new moon. This is an annual initiation of the new you, the new year, and a brand new beginning that is available for those who choose the new, leave the old and past behind, and bravely step into the unknown. This is an annual opportunity to release imbalances within ourselves and our relationships or environment. Anything that is preventing the Aries new beginning from unfolding naturally. That's what we're clearing out of here. On March 25th, which is today that I am putting this out, it's a Friday, is the Capricorn last quarter moon, which illuminates what you are no longer responsible for personally. You are in completely new territory now, and the Aries new moon launches us all to the next level. Consider how much has been cleared and released just in the last year alone. This first seed point is vital to the next 6 to 12 months of growth and expansion. It is truly time to close out and release anything no longer essential to your reality or evolution. The message is do not rush, but neither postpone. This is the week to dedicate yourself to a new identity and purpose and develop it throughout April so that the May eclipses will help you activate and ground something tangible. If you are able to determine your own needs and capacity to contribute first, then the upcoming Libra full moon on April 16th will illuminate what has been recalibrated with others in your life to allow that new cycle to begin. Okay, so it's going to wake that up as well. When you change, everyone around you has to change or go away. This lunation gives us a chance around the same time every year to check in with our internal balance and what will be required of each of us to truly anchor this emerging identity and new purpose. It may also reveal where more external balance is required for you to maintain relationships or agreements with others, or not. Might be time to clear some things out. Most likely, some of both will manifest. So that internal balance and external balance is being addressed during the Aries Libra month. Okay? This is our one of two chances each year to tap into literal physical balance. Don't sleep. Give yourself a chance to drink that in and reset a few things so that you can go forward and be more productive. Each month is building on the previous. In that, with the Pisces Virgo lunation, we got to go within and reset our internal systems and determine how much we could really handle. While the Aries Libra lunation gives us the opportunity to reset the balance between self and other, because next month's Taurus Scorpio eclipses are going to bring in the literal changes we need to go forward clean and in integrity with this new beginning. Do your best to stay alert and present, especially while navigating with others in relationship or community. Aries time is the once a year that it is all about you. And I guess I probably say that around Leo time too, but it's a different kind of all about you. Aries is about your purpose. Leo's more about how you express yourself. They're all related. Deep breath. Sag too. All the fire signs express our consciousness. They express what inspires and motivates us to any kind of action. So we got to pay attention with those. April 2nd is Saturday when Mercury will set a whole new cycle. This is what's leading to the retrograde. So Mercury conjuncts the sun while it's going forward. Then it's going to get in there and probably connect with the sun while it's retrograde. And then we go forward with a whole new cycle after that. But generally, this energy compels you to want to express yourself on many levels. Communication is always a focus when Mercury and sun get together, because we're either expressing it or taking it in, responding. That's why we want to make sure it's reciprocated. What I mean is a two-way communication and exchange of ideas. As you initiate this new cycle of self-expression, which is going to get an upgrade in the Gemini-Taurus department, which alone tells us that if we rethink something or review our ideas in Gemini, we can go forward in Taurus and build something to last, something beautiful and substantive and useful. Oh, it's going to be wonderful. But we got to change a few things about our ideas, or we got to change our thinking in some way this spring. We're growing so much with the Venus-Mars initiation that I think it's going to kind of alter our thinking in ways too. So like I was saying, as you initiate this new cycle of self-expression, you will have access to some powerful energy that can and probably will help you make a difference or an impression on others if you need to. This is a good time to travel if possible too. However, if not physically, then mentally through visualization or within your own area locally. Because if you explore a new direction, you are more likely to discover something new. This energy opens you up to a download of more information than usual, so pay attention. If you are solid and organized, you may even gain some much-deserved recognition from others that you have earned through your individual efforts, okay? This is very personal. This is usually what I would say to pay attention to your energetic field, your auric field. What is the vibration you're putting out there? When these two get together, we can reset that consciously. So the last thing I want to share with you this week is our Olokun Rising Ritual, April 8th to the 13th of 2022. I'm collaborating with Yeye Louisa Tish again, and we have so much fun and we get so much done when we work together. This time we are honoring the ruler of the depths of the ocean, the deepest mystery, and the source of all life. Olokun rules the bottom of the ocean. Yemaya rules the upper levels of the ocean. And it's such a powerful time to honor the waters. So you've heard me talking about this. I'm warming up. I've posted it everywhere I can think of. We're getting everyone involved. This idea has taken on a life of its own because Jupiter and Neptune are getting together April 12th in Pisces for the only time in 165 years. So we're looking at this as a powerful opportunity for Jupiter to awaken our consciousness to the value of our one water, for our one world, for our one earth, where we need to do some blessings and do some apologizing for the transgressions, do some singing and praising and dancing and honoring of gratitude for the life-giving waters. And then we're going to make promises and oaths and take vows to do better going forward for the next 7 generations, to have fresh, clean, available water. So Yeye has designed this ritual. She's calling it a praise singing for the waters of the world, in person and online worldwide. I love this because if you're alone and you just want to go to the nearest water by you, that's fine. If you can't get out the house, then do the sink or the bathtub or a really good, pretty glass of water and talk to that. But we're going to work directly with water that whole weekend of April 8th to the 13th through that April 12th activation. So if you're alone, we're calling you mermaids and mermen. And if you are a leader of groups, we're encouraging you to take your group to the water and make your own ceremony and ritual that weekend whenever it works to get everyone together. And we're calling you harbor masters. So this is really wonderful. There can be no life without water. She is our mother. Global warming, melting icebergs, polluted oceans, dry riverbeds. These conditions brought about by human misbehavior threaten to end life on this planet as we know it. Time is running out, yet the water spirits, Alokun, Yemaya, Oshun, Mamiwata, and many others, continue to serve us. Deep breath. Oshun rules the sweet waters, the rivers. It's time for us to honor them. So you're invited to participate in this life-saving event from your own location, in your own time zone, with your own community, or all alone, whatever works for you. There is no fee for this event. We just want you to participate. However it works for you, whatever feels good, whatever you love about water. And then, of course, honoring anything related to water. So you probably have heard some of my Kelly-isms when we're opening up to creative flow, energetic flow, and cash flow. We need those things to flow. So look at all your water metaphors. Think of how your life is flowing. Think of how your energy is flowing. Think of how that could be improved upon in the slightest way. Just one little small changes make big differences, right? So we want to do that in our own little corner of the world in a way that has meaning for us as individuals. We cannot live without the water. So join us to honor the water spirits that you know of. Everyone loves mermaids and dolphins and all that. But we're going way deeper. Like we said, Olokun rules the bottom of the ocean, the source of life. Deep, 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 that connection to the core of the earth. It's powerful. So I hope you can join us, and I'm going to include this for the next couple of weeks because I am traveling out to Oakland to do this live with Yay. I'm so excited. So next week, I will probably post the first 2 weeks of April's forecasts at the same time, and I will notify you, and there will be links, and it'll be all easy to do before I travel. Because once I go into this ritual, I'm going all in, y'all. I don't want to have to deal with the computer at all. We're going to be on the ocean, on the Pacific Ocean. And if for whatever reason I can't make it to the Pacific Ocean, then I will be going to the Gulf of Mexico. And I will be at the waters between the Atlantic and the Pacific. And that's just fine with me too. Either way, I will be near some ocean water. And I hope that you all will get to your nearest rivers and lakes and streams or waterfalls. Anything that you can do is appreciated by Mother herself. So that's it. Powerful week of initiations, lots of conjunctions this week. We are initiating new beginnings on multiple levels, seasonally, personally, in our Aries departments, wherever that is. It's deep. So take some time out for you, the individual, and trust that everything else will be okay when you get back. And reach out if you need to. And I hope you have a fantastic week. This is Kelly Beard of Karmic Tools signing off.